Your attention, please. It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our second episode. OMG, this is MDV. All right, I am Ben Green. Of course, to our left, we got a guest, and we also have Miss Melissa Pink and Johnny Blue. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. You guys already know me. I think you do. If not, watch the first episode. All right, we're going to go to the middle camera real quick. Let's introduce our guest here.
Our special guest.
Special guest for today. What's your name? What do you do?
So my name is Angie.
Fantastic.
And I am one of the youth leaders at Manantial de Vida. And I'm also part of the kids ministry.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
She sings?
Sometimes. Sometimes. I sing. Not officially. Just sometimes.
She's singing tomorrow.
Do you
What
play any
else?
instruments?
I heard her sing before. She's pretty
Instruments. I tried with the piano, but honestly, I kind of gave up on it a little.
Same girl. Same.
So, but it's
makes two of us.
interesting. Yeah. As a kid, I wanted to play drums, though.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
good. You know, that's still a possibility.
As a kid, where were
As
you
a kid.
born,
That's what
Miss
I'm saying.
Angie?
Where was I born? I was born in New York.
New York.
And then for some odd reason, my family thought LA was going to be better.
They
So they
traveled all the way
traveled to
west.
LA.
Dang.
They're like,
They were
"We're getting this
disappointed.
They
far
went from
away."
one expensive city to another.
Yeah, basically.
And I basically grew up in LA. So I don't have a New York accent.
Oh, she got the LA
Unfortunately.
accent.
I got the LA
Unfortunately.
accent, the California accent.
Cali.
Yeah, it was just me and Amy. We were born here. My sister.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, not born here. New York.
New York.
New York.
Yeah, New York.
Came here and
Yeah.
everybody else got born.
Then everybody else came along. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many
Alright.
siblings do you have?
4 siblings. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're 3 girls and 2
family.
boys. We're all involved in church, thank God.
Which one's your favorite?
That changes, honestly. It changes. Yeah.
I think automatic answer would be Nathan.
Because she fights
Why
with
do
him a
you
lot.
think? Why do you think it's him?
Because you told me before.
I feel it's because she fights a lot with him.
I have 2 siblings
Ladies
in
and
the room
gentlemen,
right now.
okay, now I get to work with 2 of her siblings, okay, and they are actually working here today. All right?
Yeah.
So they're behind the camera right now, like, oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, so that's how it's going to be?
Yeah.
You are not going to be on camera.
Yeah, they could probably like mute me right now or something. Yeah.
Like we're walking home.
Yeah. Honestly, that changes though. I think the sibling I'm the closest to is her, Gabi.
Gabi?
Aww.
We think alike a lot, and we
Yeah.
can kind of like read each other's minds.
I get you.
So we're like that. With Nathan, I can tell him anything. I can come to him for advice on serious things.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it could be like spiritual advice.
And why
or just,
not
like,
Andrew?
advice like that. He's very mature
Gotcha.
with those kind of subjects. Amy, I just like doing things with her. Like if we are gonna skip a day of work and decide, hey, you know what, let's just go out. I'd be like, all right, let's go. With Andrew, we just tease each other and mess around a lot, and
That's a good relationship right there.
yeah, it's different.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it's different.
They love you, Andrew. They love you.
They do.
They do. Yeah, they
Oh.
do. I can tell, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I get to work with 2 of your siblings. One thing I've noticed is that you guys really do have a tight-knit family, and your family is always involved. It doesn't matter what the event is. You know somebody in your family is going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And our church is really blessed to have you guys here. When they started helping me with the cameras, I mean, that really helped us. It boosted up our whole ministry here. Gabby's quick at learning. He's the best at camera 1, which is probably our main shot. I'd say about 80 to 90% of our camera has to be on him, and you got to have somebody who's really focused in order to take that one. And they jumped right into it, and I thank God, that they accepted.
I thank
Yeah.
God.
That's right.
Which leads us to our topic today.
Oh,
That's
all
all.
right. Our topic today.
Okay,
What
wait.
is our
One more
topic?
thing. Do you have any passions?
My passion. Like in church or in my life or
What's
Either
a
or.
life one?
Either or.
what's a life one? Well, that's an interesting question. That got deep. that got deep, guys. Let's see. We'll just start with church. Okay.
Yeah, what the
There you
church
go.
then?
Okay, my passion in church, honestly, it's just to serve, like, wherever, like, give 100% to it. Like, I think that's just what I want to do. It's not like I don't think of a specific position because honestly, at the end of the day, like, you don't need the title of a leader to serve in the
Exactly.
church.
That's true.
To serve God, you don't need the title.
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, just keep serving God and wherever He needs me to be at. You know, if it's with the youth, with the kids, you know, wherever, just do my best.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into our topic today. What is our topic for tonight?
Our topic today, we are going to talk about our retreat experience. So last year, we, as in myself, Angie, and Johnny, the three of us went to a retreat in Big Bear, right?
Yes.
We went with our region of Iglesia de Dios. And it was, to say the least, a very exciting experience. We didn't really know each other. She was kind of new to the
She
church.
almost killed us
Like-
on the way there, but we'll get more to
We'll
that.
get to it. But yeah, so she was already a youth leader and we hadn't really had that connection. Me and Johnny had known each other. So it was kind of like different waters to get into. But,
Yeah.
you know, pastor suggested a leader and we were like, you know what, like Angie, I think would be the best option. So she agreed and we were like, okay, let's do this. Let's go on a retreat. We don't know each other, but hey, whatever happens, happens. So
Were you nervous there, Angie?
yeah.
Yeah, I was.
You was?
If I'm
Yeah.
being honest, if I'm being very honest, yeah, I was very nervous to spend like a weekend with her.
Why?
Because I'm like, we're gonna end up. I'm like, we don't know each other. We don't talk.
Yeah.
I mean, we say hi, you know, like, but it's different. Like you say hi to
respectful
everybody.
hi.
Yeah, like,
Right.
right, like you're polite.
A mandatory
But
one.
I'm like,
You know?
we're gonna spend a whole weekend together.
Yep.
We're probably gonna sleep in the same room because you know we're in the same church. Like, what are we gonna talk about on the way there? I was nervous about the ride. I was like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, are we gonna talk? Or is she just gonna go to sleep? I don't know.
Dang, she knows me very well.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't awkward at all. Well, at least
it
for me.
wasn't.
So she drove us there
Okay.
because I don't drive anywhere but in the AV.
Okay.
So that's not me. She drove us there. She took her dad's red truck. So she picked me up and then we picked up Johnny. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
No.
Yeah. I was the last one to get picked up. Yeah, because-
I went to your house.
Maybe I went to his house.
I think you went to his house.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
came.
Yeah, and then I went to his
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. So she picked us up both at his house. Yeah, that's what happened. And then we got our luggage in and everything. His mom was about to choke us out. Jonathan had just came out of the hospital.
That was like a month.
Like a month or two.
That's right.
Like fresh out of the hospital because he had his lungs are basically like failing him. So the fact that they let him go was a miracle in itself.
The fact that there was still availability to the retreat,
That's true.
because we called on Sunday of that week.
Yeah.
We called the Sunday night, and that same Sunday is when they closed.
Yeah.
And I remember when I called Pastor Eli, and I was like, Pastor, do you think it's like possible? He's all like, man, you are so lucky. Like, there's still availability.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was like crazy how he just told me like, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys want to go, like you guys weren't planning to, but now you guys are. It's a last minute thing. Go for it. And we got the thing, the form, the application and everything. We filled them out quick, printed them out, and we sent them right away.
Yeah, immediately.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like such a blessing. It happened so fast. I think those are the best plans, like the spontaneous ones happen like.
Yeah.
So I remember we were at my house and we were filling out each other's applications, and I'm like, send me your information, like let's fill out the application and send them all together, and we did. So that day we got picked up. We were putting our suitcases in. We had to take his oxygen tank. Homeboy had like a whole duffel bag of medication with him as well. Like
Oxygen tanks.
Didn't use none of it when you got there, did you?
None
I
of
didn't
it.
use anything.
None of it. But of course,
We'll get
Mom
to
was
that
like,
part
make
right
sure
now.
you gave it to them, like all that. So there we were. Little did we know, going up elevation, we should have oxygen tanks. So our fear was blowing up
Yeah.
mid mountain.
Pressure. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. But we made it. So that was kind of it. Like, you know, she drove us there.
Nice.
The ride there was terrifying.
Of course.
I kissed the floor when I got off the car because I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. She drives 70 miles per hour
On curves.
on cars. I was literally flying off the mountain and I was like, ah.
But before going onto the mountain, we stopped by Walmart because we wanted snacks because we didn't go prepared
Oh,
we didn't
okay.
take
with
any.
snacks.
And I still had to buy a pair of shoes.
She
I remember
forgot.
I forgot to pack a pair of shoes, like
What?
like sneakers.
Yeah, like it's like comfortable
And
ones.
and there was a Walmart there, and I'm like, you know what? Who
Literally,
cares?
before going
Yeah.
into the mountains,
Yeah.
there's a Walmart right there.
Right at the
Last
bottom.
stop. Yeah.
So literally, like, we went into Walmart right away. It's like, guys, go. Like, I went towards the snacks. Like, what do you guys want? And while Angie went to the shoes to go see what shoes.
Yeah.
Melissa was just like, I need to call my mom
Why?
because you just say we're almost there because we didn't know if we were gonna have reception up there.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So we called our parents like, hey, we're almost inside.
Weirdly enough, though, our service was cutting off at the Walmart.
Oh wow.
Like, I was calling and she's like, I can't hear you. And I was like, oh. Getting up the shelves. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we stopped by Walmart. She had to get some shoes. She bought her shoes. We bought some like summer things because it was hot and we didn't come prepared for the heat. So we did that. We bought some drinks.
But it was pretty fresh in the mountains though. After,
was.
Yeah.
like it was hot during the day, but in the night it would be like super super cold. It would be fresh. That was the good part
Yeah.
of the whole entire thing. Like
It's
in the
good
night,
weather. Yeah.
Yeah. In our notes, we have written green tea. Would you like to explain why we have green tea?
Are you talking about the matcha?
yes,
No.
that disgusting drink.
That's not what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the
it's
matcha,
that.
and then.
No, it was that.
But she bought a whole pack of teas to take up the mountain.
She bought teas.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Like the bottle ones?
Yeah.
Well, because I drink tea.
Weirdo.
I don't drink coffee. I rarely drink soda. I drink a lot of water, tea, matcha. If I go to Starbucks.
That's nasty.
I need to
Matcha's
pick up that habit
so
though.
good. So good.
That is nasty.
It is so good. You just
I've
don't know
never
how to
tried it.
order it. That's why.
She's all like,
Yeah.
"Can
Have
I
you ever
get
tried
it?" I tried it once. My sister would order that a lot,
Yeah.
but it
matcha.
was really disgusting. But literally, she's like, "Can I get? What did you? How did you order it? Tell everyone your order."
So I ordered. I'm like, hey, can I get a grande matcha lemonade? And they're like, what? A matcha lemonade? What is that? It's a matcha lemonade. That's what it is.
It's a matcha lemonade.
Yeah.
But it was like,
Good.
that sounds disgusting. And then
It is really
Melissa
good.
goes in with the order. Can I get this with like 4 extra pumps of this?
Can
Yeah.
I get
I'm
a
like,
grande iced
wow.
coffee with white mocha? Can we do 7 pumps of white mocha and a venti cup with extra creamer?
Yeah.
This girl knows her
Yeah.
coffee.
I'm like, can I just get a mango dragon fruit, please, with lemonade? That's it. I'm basic. If not, or vanilla bean. Like,
John
I'm
was like,
basic.
can I get a
guys.
Sprite?
Can I get a Sprite? How do you make a
Can I get
Sprite?
a cup of water?
Can I get a cup of water with whipped cream on top?
Hold the ice.
Ben, what's your Starbucks order?
Huh?
What's your Starbucks order?
Depends on what I need. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to work, I'm going to need regular coffee with 1 shot of espresso. If I'm going to be working, a couple extra hours, I'm going to need regular coffee with 2 shots of espresso. If I'm going to be, not on vacation for like 5 straight weeks, I'm going to need regular coffee with like 4 shots of espresso. How
And
it
during the
is.
summertime, what's your drink?
I'm going to need regular coffee with like 5 shots of espresso.
I need like I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. But today I needed some coffee, like or something to wake me up because I go to school in Valencia today, so I have to wake up. My first class is at 8, so I have to wake up like at 5 to take a shower in the morning and then like get on the road at 6. I'm like falling asleep on the freeway, but luckily like there's a setting on my car that it can drive by itself.
Oh, yeah.
So I put that at times, not
That's what I do.
always.
That's what I do.
But like I don't close my eyes. I'm just like this. Like
Te van a regañar tus padres.
if you guys see this, mom, dad, I love you guys, but I'm still here, so everything's okay.
God's watching out for us.
Yeah, you see,
There you
the Lord is with me.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, we had our little like last
Starbucks of the weekend.
Starbucks of the weekend, like little store run, because we knew there was going to be nothing up there.
Oh, yeah. You know
So
it.
then we start heading up,
Yeah.
and of course, Miss Angie here driving like a maniac,
I
swerving
had
through the
complete
road.
control of the car.
Now, okay, is that true? Do you drive like a maniac? Do you know you drive like a maniac, or
I wouldn't
or do they have
say-
weak stomachs here?
That's what it is.
No,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I drive
It's
like
all
a
you guys.
crazy person
Yeah.
too.
No,
Raise your
yeah.
hands. Raise your hands if you think that they were just being a little dramatic. Just a little.
You guys think she drives
There it
good?
is. There it is.
Or maybe you guys haven't been up a mountain
There it
with
is.
her.
They have.
No,
Oh,
it's
my dad.
no.
My
Have you guys
dad
driven on the
is
crest?
Yeah,
worse.
you did tell me your dad was worse.
My dad is worse.
No, the thing
Yeah.
is
That's
that
why.
like it was crazy because like I'm used to like driving crazy because my brother drives really bad.
Oh, okay.
My sister, whatever. My mom, whatever. My dad is like starting to drive really, really bad. Like
He is.
his braking, like literally you see him like
Wow.
well, but the thing is like my dad's the one that showed us how to drive and we all passed on our first try except
Yeah.
my brother.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
me and Melissa both and Andrew. No, Andrew on his second time.
We're-
But me and Melissa passed on the first try because my dad taught us.
Yeah, he did teach us.
So, but literally when she would go, like when it would come to curves, I'm like, Angie, you need to slow down. Like
Girl, it says 10 miles per
it
hour
says
on
like
the sign.
25 or 15 miles on the curves and all that. She's going like at 50.
It's a
I'm like,
suggestion,
you need-
guys.
Those are not suggestions.
The suggestion that when we fall off
Watchers,
the cliff,
those
it
are
wasn't.
not suggestions.
Okay.
That's the law.
I just have a question. Did you guys make it alive?
That's all. that
By
matters.
the
grace of
mercy
God.
of the Lord.
There you go.
The Lord wanted us to go
That's
up
all that
there
matters.
Jeez.
because He wanted us closer to Him.
I didn't want to come back because I was scared to go down the mountain with her driving.
I was like, going up was bad. Going down was even worse.
Oh my Lord! I was
'Cause, like, she
jump
was-
off the cliff and we'll land where we land.
Because it wasn't if she was even like pushing on the gas, like just the downhill was
Yeah,
like
like,
taking
Yeah, I
it.
really wasn't pushing. I wasn't.
But it was going fast. I'm
I
like,
can just like imagine Melissa getting out and being like, "No thanks, I'll ski the rest of the way."
but the thing is that Melissa was like, you can say the safest one,
Yeah.
because she was in the back seat with all the luggage.
Yeah.
And the pillows.
And the pillows.
I don't know if that's
the
really
blankets.
safe
I
right
was
there.
secured.
I'm not quite sure.
But
about
she was
that.
in the back with their oxygen tanks, though.
That's
Oh,
true.
there you go.
I would have blown up.
So
That's right.
But still, it's oxygen. You need it. I literally thought she was like, I even told her like, if you need the tank, it's right there.
So
Yeah.
I take it you guys made it back alive.
We did.
We're still here.
Okay.
Unless you're
Excellent.
talking to ghosts right now.
That's what I'm saying. Or I'd have to check myself into the hospital.
Yeah.
What happened though when you guys were up there though? That place, I heard some good things.
It was amazing.
I think that was the last time there was a regional.
Yeah, they actually
Yes.
canceled this year.
They canceled this year.
Unfortunately. And we were
Yeah.
planning to go, and we were planning to take the youth. So we're looking forward to it, but they unfortunately canceled it.
Yeah.
Did they tell us why, or it just kind of?
They gave us the reasons why.
Yeah.
Just that
Basically, it
I'm
was-
like, eh.
It was just budget.
They said one, it was budget wise, and then two, not a lot of people were signing up right away.
Oh, gotcha.
But they didn't give us time really.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It just
I mean,
kinda-
we literally signed up the day, like the due date, like the last date.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, like when we like, and I talked to the pastor, the pastorelli, the director of the region of the youth, and I told him like, what are we gonna do, and all that, like what's gonna go on, what's gonna happen, if anything gonna go on.
Yeah.
And he was all like, yeah, like we're getting the people, but I guess something happened. I guess budget wise and all that, a lot of people weren't gonna go, and all. I'm like, it's fine. We'll see for next year.
yeah,
They did invite us to the one in Arizona, but it was in Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
like,
lot of
to
ways.
take
Well, that's a lot of weight.
to take a bunch of youth,
Yeah.
like to a different state, like that's,
yeah.
That's flying. That's driving. That's a lot of responsibility.
and it wasn't even flying.
It wasn't. It was not like a realistic option, to be honest. So
No.
we're like, you know what? We'll just wait till next year.
Yeah.
But we got up there.
It'll
I
happen.
kissed the floor that I was touching. Just thinking about
We
it.
try to make friends.
Yeah. So okay. So we got there. On our way up there, we were like talking about like this is an opportunity for us to like network with other churches, basically.
There you go.
Like let's get to know each other. Let's get to know other churches.
Some fellowship.
Yeah, fellowship for sure. So we were kind of telling each other like, what do we have to do to make friends, right? Like, let's be, really friendly. Let's be out. Let's be open.
Okay.
So we get there. We're like, hey, mentality, make friends. Like, meet new people. That's the goal. We get in. We sign in. We give our deposit or our payment. We get some wristbands, I think, and we're not supposed to take those wristbands off the entire trip. So we had our wristbands. They told us what rooms we were going to. We just had to wait because they were not ready.
Okay.
So we waited on a bench, and I think they approached you, right?
Yeah.
So we were unloading our stuff still. So Johnny had his things, and he'd be like found a bench, and we put our stuff there. And when we went away, someone approached Johnny. So Johnny, go ahead and tell them what they told you.
So they came up to me, one of the youth, and he's all like, aren't you guys on YouTube? I was all like, yeah. Like, you guys are like that one church, Manantial de Vida, no? I'm like, yeah. Like, where Iglesia de Dios Manantial de Vida. Oh yeah, I see your guys' services. Like during the weekends, like when I have time or like on my free time, I watch your guys' services. I'm like, and I was like, oh, like, thank you. Like, it's all the glory to God, blessing for God that we have this ministry. He's all like, yeah, but that girl that plays guitar, esa muchacha que toca la guitarra, like, I'm her number one fan. Speaking of Ali, he was talking about Ali. And literally Melissa comes in. I was like, oh, pues es la hermana de ella. And she came in like, what? What's going on?
I was like...
And then I told her, like, oh, no, he's saying, like, he sees the videos. Oh. And he said that he's your sister's number one fan. He's all like, oh, I told her that. And did you end up telling her?
I told her when I came back home.
She knows
or I texted
now.
her.
She knows now.
She knows now.
All right.
Yeah. She knows they're watching her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the YouTube channel too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
We should share the link so that people can watch it.
We should.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Down below.
Yeah.
Click on
like, subscribe,
and click on the bell.
We have about
post notifications.
We have about 50 Instagrams too, so
yeah.
just look us up.
They're all fake though.
Yeah, there's only 2 legit ones. Or
I'm
3.
pretty sure.
If
you look up IDD,
there's 3
somewhere out
legit
there.
3.
Yeah, there's 3 legit ones, which is the church's page, the youth page, and
worship
the podcast. Oh, and then the worship one.
Also 4.
2 Facebooks. All right, one for
2
Palmdale, one
Facebooks
for Lancaster. All
Sorry,
right.
guys.
So you guys can find us out.
We're gonna give one of the accounts to Angie.
Oh yeah.
Like, Angie, you take over this account.
Yeah.
You got
we
that,
should
Angie?
do youth takeovers.
You've been voluntold.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Not volunteered, but voluntold.
Yep. Okay, so
I
yeah.
did say, I was gonna serve anyway.
She said anywhere.
She did. She
Oh,
did say
but
that.
that idea that Melly said, we should do that. That would be a good one, like a youth takeover.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like give an account.
Like at school, at work.
Like
Okay.
do this. Like
okay,
you
show us
take
your day.
videos of what you
like,
do.
What did you do on a day?
Right.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
you'll be
class,
writing, be
math,
taking a test.
English, science.
We'll support
Whatever you
that. We'll support that.
So that was our arrival. Then we had to go to our rooms. We got to like be in a room together. Johnny had to go down the mountain. Rooms were so weird. The church was in the center. Up the mountain, it was our room. There was more rooms to the side. Johnny's was at the bottom. The cafeteria is right next to the church, so it was like right there. But it was just like a long.
Were they like dormitories?
It was like a cabin.
They
were cabins.
It was cabins.
Bunk
Yeah.
beds.
Nice.
Bunk beds and cabins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got in a room. We didn't have to bunk, thank God. I don't want it. I was like, I don't call the top. I don't want the top. But we got to be in the beds next to each other.
Okay.
And then you got a top one or a bottom one?
I got a bottom one. I was like one of the first ones inside my cabin. So literally, like when they told us like, okay, you guys can go to your cabins now, I was like looking for it, and I like literally
Jumped
ran.
right in. Yeah.
And I was like, is this my cabin? I was like, no, you're on the other side. So I don't know if it's the same thing with you guys, but for the guys' cabin, it was like one side in the middle was just the bathrooms, and then there's another door for the other side.
Yeah.
So
Like in the middle. No, like second to the last, no?
Yeah, second to last.
yeah, because I would like with ours, it was like the room with the beds, and then like a door with the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then like another door is to go into the other room. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you guys are on the other side. I'm like, oh man.
It was so weird.
And they were like, you can just go through here. So I went through the middle.
Okay.
I was like, oh man, there's a bunch of people here already, man. I'm gonna get a top bed. And literally, like, I kid you not, there was like 4 beds left with like the bottom ones, and I just threw my stuff. I threw my stuff. Like I didn't have I just had clothes.
Yeah.
So I just threw my stuff. I threw my my suitcase. I was like, this bed is mine.
Yeah.
And it happened to be later on that someone moved it. I was like, okay.
Wow.
It was okay because I kind of like got like really close with the guy.
Okay.
Because he was a pastor's kid as well.
Oh, cool.
So I was all like, you're fine, bro. Take my bed. I'll get the bed next to you, even though my bed was kind of squeaky. Was your guys' bed squeaky?
I don't remember. I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I don't think I remember.
My bed was really squeaky. Like I was just sleeping like this.
Yeah.
They were not comfortable mattresses,
Not
that's for
comfortable?
sure.
Not at all.
At all.
I was about to ask you all that.
At all. No.
It felt like we're at boot
Was
camp.
yours?
It was okay.
It wasn't
All right.
Yeah.
Now, how was the food? Were you guys taken care of?
Thank God we bought snacks.
Everybody.
we ate. That's the good part.
Okay, you had food.
That we
Yeah, we had food.
that we liked
I'm
it.
gonna take that as a 2 out of 10.
I'll give it a 1.
Okay.
I'll give it a 0.5.
Did you like the food?
Silence.
No.
Well,
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
All right, so you got in, got set up, got the food, which was
There was
you,
it was
you could
good.
live off.
there were some days
It
that
was like
the
school
food was
lunch.
good.
yeah, like they had like some teriyaki chicken, wasn't it?
That one was good.
That was good. It
I
had
want
like
that.
rice and teriyaki chicken.
It was like because it was a 4-day thing. So we went Thursday, then Friday. I think it was Friday in the night before the night service.
Yeah.
That they gave the teriyaki, and that one was really really good.
That one was good.
But then they gave pizza the next day, and that one was like it was kind of iffy.
I didn't eat it.
No?
I didn't even touch it actually.
Wow, I bet.
They did have some ice cream though.
So
They did.
tell us about the services there. All right, you guys went to certain services there, right?
Yeah, I think it was a total of like 4 services.
4 services.
Friday. When did we get
It
there?
was Thursday night,
Thursday.
2
Thursday.
Friday,
Fridays.
2 Saturday, and then
the one before we
and
left.
then the
It
one
was
before we
6
left.
services.
Yeah.
They were amazing, first of all.
Oh, they were.
The preachers were great. And we had a preacher called Mike Richards.
Richards.
Mike Richards. And then we had Alex Parra. And he was a preacher that hadn't preached. I think it took a year break
Oh wow.
because he needed like that mental break, and then he felt God telling him like
To go back now, it's time.
to take a break. So he took a break, and that was him coming back. So he came back and he preached at that service, and it was amazing. But those were the 2 preachers, right? There was only 2 preachers that
Yeah.
shared those 6 services. But they were really good. But let's start with worship.
There we go. That's what I want to hear about.
Do you want to give us your thoughts, Angie?
I see
on
a whole
worship?
bunch of smiles on. I see a whole bunch of smiles on this. So.
But note to
let's
self,
focus
we're
here.
not calling out anyone. Like we're people that love worship.
We love worship. We love worship.
Like we're in the worship team.
Yeah.
Angie sings. Ben was part of the choir.
I
Like
was.
we're not throwing anything.
We're not
We
judging.
just want to give us our personal feedback.
This is our experience.
I was not at the camp,
Yeah.
so I can't, throw shade on anybody.
But we are.
But we're not
I'm
throwing
just kidding.
shade. No, we love the worship team that
Yeah,
was
they
there.
were good.
Awesome.
We love the worship team that was there.
Awesome.
But this is just like criticism for what we wish to
Creative.
create constructive.
Constructive criticism.
Oh yeah.
Constructive,
Creative.
yeah.
Why is it creative?
Because it sounds the same.
But constructive.
It's
It's the good one, guys. It's not the bad one.
Yeah, no, we're just saying it because, the next time we do go and we take our youth, we would like to see these ideas put out there. Okay, so that's why we're saying, that's why we're bringing it up. But tell us what you thought about worship.
Okay. The first night there, I thought it was amazing. It was good. I was like, oh my gosh, who are these people singing and playing,
Yeah.
And it was really, really good. The song choice was, I thought, it was good
Spiritual.
songs.
They're good
It was
songs,
really
yeah.
good. All right, next day comes.
Oh no.
And
There's
it's
always the next day.
and it's the same songs. And I'm like, okay, fine. They probably like these songs.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
in case
cool.
you didn't hear him the first night.
That was first
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
All right,
First
So I'm like, okay,
Because
that's cool.
some people did make it late on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Some
We're
people
like,
like
it's okay,
Okay.
just hear 'em.
Okay.
some
Yeah.
people got there Friday at like
That's the
3
reason.
a.m.
I got you. They
Yeah.
knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So they were like, look, our worship was so fire last night that we
Let's
want
do
you
the
guys-
same ones.
We want you
And we're
guys.
like, it was
We're
so
gonna-
good
we're
last
gonna
night.
sing
Let's
the
do it
exact
again.
same
So I'm like,
things.
okay, let's keep going. Right?
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep this
yeah,
going.
Let's keep it up.
All right.
And then it comes the night service. The
Which is
same.
Friday night service.
Friday night.
Friday night.
It's still the second day, but it's
Okay.
the third service.
Yeah.
The same songs.
The same songs.
I would have never guessed that.
Really?
But then hold on. Wait.
There's more.
There's
There's
more.
more.
There's more?
There's more. Next comes Saturday
Okay.
Saturday morning.
Like
Wait,
breakfast
Guess
time.
what?
Isn't this one we're called?
Yeah, but that's after.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll
Okay,
tell
okay.
that after.
So Saturday morning comes, right? The worship team goes up and starts singing.
Here we go.
And guess what?
They changed it up.
No. It's the
What?
same song.
More of the sameness.
Same darn
More,
songs.
like it's
That
all the
is
same.
awesome. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. They should have let you guys sing at that point.
At this point, we were gonna volunteer.
No,
I don't
and the
play
thing,
instruments,
how he
but I
said
was like,
like
I'll play.
the songs like they changed up one or two.
They added one.
They added one that like it was funny because like the song was pretty like catchy. It was like ha ha hallelujah, ha ha hallelujah. I'm like, what the heck is it?
I don't remember that.
How could you not want more of that?
I was all like, but it was catchy. It was catchy. But literally like they,
I was feeling hopeful.
They'll go in.
Yeah.
They'll go in like into a worship song and all that. Like they're singing the worship, and then out of nowhere you just hear like the 4 count. 1,
Wait,
2,
we didn't even see the
1,
song.
2. No, that's right. And this is, and then you just hear the drums, but the dun, and you hear the guitar, dun na na na. The song that they repeated a lot, the 2 songs, was "I Thank God" from
Which is
Maverick
an
City.
amazing song.
It is.
I'm not
But
saying.
I love it.
Love that
Overplayed.
song.
And then it was "Rest on Us" from the same group,
From
Maverick
Maverick
City.
City.
So literally, they would finish like
there was
"Come
one
rest
more.
on us," and then they would just play like just the voices,
Yeah.
like as the Spirit was moving over the waters, like that, just the voices, and I don't know where. Bam, ba na na na, and then you just hear everyone wandering
point-
into the night.
At this point, this was us. I'm gonna put my mic down. We were like, rest on us, you know? We're already hearing the song 5 times. So we're like, and then we hear da na na na, and we go.
Yeah, we just looked at each other.
At that point, I would have said, I would have probably have called, like people who are in Alabama to see if you guys can bring a song or so.
Yeah.
Like how he said, it was just like it's nothing against them, just that like it got repetitive.
Yeah.
No, and another
the
thing,
more-
there was this once. Was it Saturday night?
Yeah, when the other
Okay,
team-
Saturday night when there was another worship team from another church. They went up and played, and they played Spanish songs.
like Jubilo.
Yeah, Jubilo and all these songs, and we were like, oh, like
So
we're
It
excited.
changed.
Yeah,
It
it
changed
changed.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
felt good. It was
Okay.
like everyone was. For a fact, everyone was glad to hear
Yeah.
different songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we all felt
That
like
was the first worship team, but
Yeah.
then there was another worship session. Like
And the regular team came back.
And the regular team, the team that played the whole camp, came back on, and I was all like, I told them, I was like, let's see what they come up with. I'm
'Cause
like,
that's like the
let's-
main event, right?
Like how, yeah, because Saturday, Monday, Sundays, they're all like they do everything fast.
Yeah, Sunday's like the goodbye service.
Yeah, so
Saturday
basically-
night is like the main event.
So I was like, oh,
You
what
know?
song? Like they come up
Like,
with new
oh.
songs and all that.
And you know
Like,
what
let's
they said?
And they were like, da na na na.
We're gone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good
They're
night.
like, raise your hand if you've heard this before.
They're like, how many want to thank God again? I'm like,
I said-
man, bro, it's like the
They were
6th time
get
today.
Up, get up, get up. I'm like,
Yeah.
How I said, and I think we're gonna keep on
Don't get me
repeating
wrong,
this.
I love Maverick
It's
City.
not
Yeah. Okay.
criticism.
If you guys are watching this, love you
bad.
guys.
no, we love that song. Like, obviously, we came out of there like, I hate the song, but I love that song. Like, I hear the song, and I'm like, dun. You know how like much I loved it, but how much I annoyed her.
Yeah.
So I posted a reel about the event.
And she
at
put
this
that
point-
song.
At this point, we were tired of hearing the song because we've heard it
So you put it in
the
the
whole
background.
weekend. The whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I put it on the back of the video, and it's like da na na na. Well, I post all my pictures.
It's like us. We like when my brother when he was here, he would, or like years ago, he overplayed so much 2 songs from Miguel San Marcos, which was No Hay Lugar Más Alto, and then the Libre, the Se Rompen Cada. He overplayed those 2 really like a lot. Like literally, if every time he had a chance to like lead worship, he would sing
It
that
was
one.
in.
I was like, dude, you overplayed it.
Yeah.
Like, come up with other songs. Like, let's sing other songs. He's like, a tus pies. And the thing is, like, he'll sing another song, but he'll find a way to connect No Hay Lugar with it. I'm like, bro.
I mean, it's a good song. I ain't gonna complain.
Like, it's a good song, but, like, we overplayed it. And
Yeah, we did.
when one overplays a song, like, probably the hermanos won't say anything or they don't do anything.
You don't want them to lose
Can-
the feeling, though. Is
can
that
I-
what we're looking for?
Can
Go
I share
for it.
something?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this was not about the retreat, but this is a funny story. So you guys, well,
We overplay Miguel San Marcos music.
no. Well, yes,
tell us a song that we
yes,
overplay.
but no, that's not the comment.
Yes,
so
but no.
it was,
So?
you guys like playing Yeshua a lot.
we love Yeshua.
Okay, hold on.
Don't
I love
attack
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
No, I love that
Yeshua.
song. I love that song.
It's Jeshua.
I love it. But There was this one time, I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Let's sing it for her real
Pastor
quick.
requested it for a ministración. And somebody in the back, someone in the back
Behind you?
was like, bruh.
I think it was Nathan.
I've tried really hard not to laugh, but
Oh goodness.
I couldn't. I was
No,
just
you know
looking
which
down.
one pastor asks always? It's either now it's Yeshua or si te tengo a ti, lo tengo todo. That one's getting a little
Yeah.
repetitive. But you know
Yeah.
what? I love those two songs, so I'm never going to complain. But those
Like
two.
I was saying,
No, they're good. They're really good.
Yeah.
But it was just funny though.
He said, bruh.
They're like, bruh.
No,
I'm
and
gonna
he
say-
asks
he
for.
said it in English.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna get every English speaking like, let me hear your bruh. I'm gonna say, Angie, which one was it?
No, well, there's like an unofficial seating chart in our church. So just look at the people that sit behind
Yeah,
her.
Angie, and then like your
I
family.
didn't say which direction, so I'm not.
Girl,
I'm not
I
gonna
will
expose
find a
anybody,
way.
But literally, like you can tell, like
I'm looking
Angie,
for her. I'm looking for her.
Angie and her family always see like they sit
Like
probably
2 rows behind the
the
emergency exit.
where the TV is. They're like under that row.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
We're gonna find them.
Hermana Suleima always sits in the row
The emergency
where the
exit.
emergency exit
Yeah.
is.
just in case.
I'm
She gotta
like-
run.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if
Personal
anybody wants to complain about Yeshua, go to the Lord because
No, it's a
That's his
good
name.
song. It's a good song. I love that song. It's one
We
of my
love that
favorite
song.
songs. But when he
we're singing
when
it
he asked
tomorrow,
me-
so
that
nobody
you broke
complain.
it.
We're
Oh,
singing
yeah.
it tomorrow.
We're singing that song tomorrow.
Just be like, this one goes out to Angie.
This one goes out to the person that
Said
sits
bruh.
behind
the one that
Angie.
said, bruh.
The one that said, bruh. Yeah.
But they said it so dry. They're like, bruh.
Yeah. He was like, bruh.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, besides the worship, what do they preach about?
You know what? We watched Moana.
You watched Moana?
Yeah.
But it's so crazy. He connected that movie to his preaching so well.
Really?
He blended it.
It was so like how I said, it's crazy. Like when I was like, dude, we're watching Moana, and literally he sat next, like, because when we would sit where we would sit, we'd always leave a chair open, like always.
And we sat in the front.
And we sat in the front, and I told him like, we gotta sit in the front, like we
Yeah.
can't sit all the way in the back. Now we're going all the way to the front. So literally, like the one that preached was his name was Mike Richards, the one that showed Moana, and he sat next to her, he's all like, it's a good movie, huh? I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, I love Moana.
Like it's weird because how he said it was weird because it was just like something random. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys a clip from a movie that my daughter loves to watch, and like she fell in love with this movie, and like he's like roll the clip, and we're like, what movie is this? So like probably like a little kids movie.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh shoot, it's Moana.
Mm-hmm.
And like how he said like what he took from it, like connected it with his message, and it was like how he said it was something like that I didn't believe. I'm like, this is truly like a person that studied really, really hard. Because if you're gonna take something out of a movie that's not, I don't say like this Christian,
Right.
and connect it to something like that you're giving to the youth, I'm like, then you really prepared yourself for this.
Right.
Yeah.
And that brother, like, he prepared himself. He prepared himself that really well.
Do you remember what the preaching was about?
I don't remember. I remember the first day was the brother, his name was Alex. He preached the Friday. No,
Is
the
that the
Thursday.
David one?
He preached about David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically overcoming your David. I mean, your Goliath.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Oh, babe.
yeah, overcoming David was a little bit easier than.
Oh, baby.
I
Okay.
was like, David?
We're going to overcome Goliath, not David. We
Okay.
are David.
We is David.
We are David.
We are David. Yeah, overcome your Goliath.
We can
And
beat
he-
Goliath.
So the fact that, this was his first preaching coming back from a year, he didn't even get through his word. Like, it was that powerful. Like, going into it, like, he was expressing how all our Goliaths are different. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what the circumstance is, your Goliath is different. And you could just feel, like, the atmosphere change. And the youth, more than anything, like, kind of accept the word because it's hard to understand as a youth. Like, everyone understands differently. But you could feel that everyone understood what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, everyone grasped it in their own way. And everyone felt it that way. And it just like the spirit just started moving, and I remember he was like, "Overcome your Goliath." And he was just talking, and he's like, he just stops talking, and he's like, "Okay, let's get the worship team up here." Like he just like felt it. So I remember that was the first service, it was amazing. The first one was definitely like really good.
And that's a powerful message right there. I mean, because
It's something,
especially for youth, you know, learning to overcome your Goliaths. I mean, that's probably one of the hardest things when you're transitioning from being a youth to
and
being an
it's
adult.
a story that everyone talks about.
Exactly.
But so many ways that you can get a word out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of, you know, maturing. So everybody has to go through that. I'm glad they actually went over that with you. I mean, you'll find some adults right now who really haven't learned to get over their Goliaths, you know, or the way they handle that.
Yeah.
And you know, growing up in a Christian church, learning that is really, really important as far as maturing and getting out on your own, you know, because you're going to run into problems every single day. You're going to have people, you know, challenging you every day. You have problems that come up out of nowhere. So you're not just going to have one Goliath here.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to feel like you're among a whole bunch of giants and you got to break them down every single day. Kind of glad he went over that one. Any other themes that they touched on, though?
They did the Goliath one.
The one that I remember was, I think it was the last day. Was it the morning or the night before? I don't know. I think it was Mike Richards preaching, and he did this thing with the phone where he asked everybody to go up front with their phones and delete all of anything that was distracting them or preventing them, you know, anything that was preventing their spiritual growth. Like, it could be certain accounts that you're following, certain things that you're watching, clear your browsing history.
Yeah.
That to me, it was really powerful because I saw a lot of young people go up there, but he made everybody feel so comfortable and feel unashamed, and make sure that this was a place where you're not going to be judged, because everybody's human, everybody does things, you know, and this isn't a place, it shouldn't be a place of judgment. So I really like that, how a lot of people felt comfortable enough to go up there and not care what everybody else was going to say.
Yeah.
That was really powerful.
And I think that's breaking down walls too. I mean, going up to the altar, you know, that seems for whatever reason to be something that brings fear to people. I don't know why, but, you know, sometimes when I see the pastor inviting people up, everybody's like, I don't want to go up there. Not until somebody else goes up, you know, then, okay, now that 3 or 4 people have gone up, now I can go up. It's not really do as the rest of the, you know, the people are doing. It's not a crowd, you know, type of event. It's for you, you know, and I'm not sure why people don't want to go up to that altar, you know, and I know you're going to feel like you're being judged. You might be the only one up there.
Who's watching me?
Right.
What are they going to think?
Like, I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was prior you guys coming to church. Probably, I don't know if you guys remember. We invited Brother Christopher Quintanilla to preach. I think it was a day of the joven or a campaña or something like that. But he preached for the youth. And I remember he was all like, I want everyone to close their eyes. Like, close your eyes. And all the youth were up front. And he was all like, is there someone here that wants to open their heart to God? Yeah. And there was some youth that raised their hand. And you know, when someone when people say like, okay, there's one, what does the other person do? Like, the people that like, they open their eyes and they want to look who it is. Where he's all like, with respect, I'm going to ask everyone with their eyes closed. Everyone. Yeah. So he was basically saying, like, this thing is between basically the one that's giving the word, the one receiving it, and the one that's basically who it came from.
Right.
So basically, it was only that thing with God, the person receiving the Lord, and Chris, the one that was being guided by God. And he was all like, everyone close your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Don't look. Don't, just keep them closed. And he would see, like, he would like wait until that one person was like, until like everyone closed their eyes, and then he would go up to that one person like that wanted to open their heart. And if he would see someone open, he was like, close your eyes, brother, please. Everyone respect, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then people open their eyes, they're like, that person is like, no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
So like the same thing what Angie was saying, like, they were comfortable. And especially like youth.
Yeah.
Like for youth that, like, one, I understand, like, it was a bunch of thing of youth, but like nowadays people want to fit in. They want to fit into like that system. Like, I don't want, like, no, like they're not gonna think I'm cool. I'm like, it doesn't matter if they don't think you're cool. What matters is like you're saving your own life from an eternity that you're gonna regret, that you're gonna be going through hell each day, that you're gonna walk basically on fire each day. I'm like, forget about what people think about you. Like those youth, they're like, I'm leaving everything to God. And you literally, like, and they're here, like, they saw all the youth that took their phone, like, got their phones and everything, like, started deleting apps and everything. Some people even, like, deleted, like, social media from their things.
Like full-on social media accounts.
That's incredible. I mean, because social media, I mean, that's a big part of the youth today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's, I've always said the youth, they go through the same problems that we did, but it's magnified. Okay? I know when I was growing up, usually it's people within the town, people on your street that you got to watch out for, you know. You guys, you know, being on social media, you have millions of people that are judging you basically, or it could be a danger to you, you know. And, you know, you hear stories about people like hurting themselves simply because they were attacked on social media. You hear, you know, stories about people, you know, committing suicide or kids feeling depressed because of social media. It's a big part of your life. And the fact that somebody can actually eliminate that big part of their life, that's a big step. That's a huge step, especially if you know it's something that's bringing you back. You
exactly.
know?
It was amazing just to see all the youth like really accept what was wrong, which is like the first big step, and doing what they had to do in order to like let go of that.
Right.
So we were just like, I think it was a proud moment for all of us as leaders, just to see these youth like submit and say, yeah, I can't do this. I shouldn't be doing it, and I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna remove it from my life because I want to start something fresh. So that was amazing to watch.
I kind of wish we could have, you know, shown that to the youth here, or more of our youth could have gone, because as leaders, they're going to follow what you guys do.
Yeah.
You know, and I, you know, being that, you know, social media is huge right now. I mean, you know, I see people checking their social media while church is going on. Okay, it's not just youth; it's adults too. And
Like, what does Facebook got to do with us?
exactly. What's that got to do with the word that's going on right now? You know, you know, it's that's a big step.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how that would go here. You know, if the pastor invited people to do that. You know?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of tough. Telling people, hey, look, you've had this account, this social media account, probably for a few years now. You developed all these connections, all these followers and everything. Would you be able to let it go on that night?
Yeah. And I think it has a lot to do, like, from my personal perspective, I see it as, for example, if you're at a retreat, you're with people you don't know. These are all new faces. These people don't know what you do in your church. These people don't know what position you hold in your church.
And they're all different churches.
Yeah.
So if you accept that you're in a wrong and you go up and do it, you'd feel no judgment because you don't know these people. You feel free to like submit and say, yeah, I messed up. Here I go.
Yeah.
Versus here, you know the people you're around.
Yep.
Unfortunately, people are going to judge you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're going to look at you differently.
They do.
And that's the hard part to look past. That's the hard, as a youth, it's hard to say, yeah, I have to go. But what are they going to say? I'm a leader.
And
But
it's not really like you care about what the youth think of you. It's more about what the adults think
Yes.
of you.
The church in
Because
general.
you guys remember we went to the retreat of our church back in 2018, I think.
Right.
2018, 19, around there that we went.
Yeah.
That we went and you saw everyone was jumping. The youth were having fun.
Yeah, we were.
They were bawling their eyes out, crying.
Right.
Because they knew that they were gonna get judged by anyone.
Yeah.
But because they knew it's just youth, they're going through problems too. But once we come back, like you see here, we invite the youth up for like vigilias, and they're just like,
I don't want to go up there.
I don't want to go up there. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes I don't even, and we go back to the same thing. Like it's who's watching you, who's around you, the
And again,
atmosphere.
You said the key word is it's being judged. You know, as soon as you go up there, like, oh, what do they have to hide? You know, I mean, it could be friends, it could be parents, it could be, you know, other people in the church. It's not the fact that the person has something to hide. You know, it's personal time with the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, they're going up to the Lord, getting closer to the Lord, and saying, I got to get this off my chest, or I just want to say thank you, or I want to ask for this. You
Exactly.
know?
Just
Right.
because you come up doesn't mean you did a bad thing.
Exactly.
Just because you're on your knees doesn't mean you did a bad thing. You can
Right.
genuinely be grateful. You can genuinely be upset. You can genuinely be hurt. And that's your way of submitting.
Right.
Just because you're up there doesn't mean something bad is going on.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's like the unfortunate part. Like, sometimes I'm on the altar and I just want to drop to my knees because, you know, like there's something going on within me, good or bad. And if I do it, I feel, oh, Melissa's a sinner and she's up on the altar and she's on her knees. Like, no.
They really got to
Oh, I
pray for
wonder
her.
what she did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
you need
it.
to pray for her because she did some bad things.
She's
And there's some people here, like, and I think there's like this people in many churches that they declare themselves really holy.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I don't do anything bad and all that, but like they judge right away instead of helping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's the main problem. Those people, instead of judging, like if they have that maturity of like the Holy Spirit in them, don't judge.
Yeah.
Because they're no one to judge us. They're no one to judge anyone in general. The only one that can judge us is God.
Yeah.
So like they should go up and help us.
Exactly.
Like go up to us like, what's going on? Or like you open up to them like, I did this. Like, okay, then why did you do it? Like, why did you do it? Or how come? What were the reasons why you did it? And now don't go on like, oh, you told me this, like, and then go tell other people. Like, you know, if one, and that's mostly what the main thing with the youth, that they don't find that confidence with people.
Yeah.
Like they can't open up with anyone because like if I open up with someone from church, they're gonna tell like other people that they talk with. So that's why like most youth don't say anything, don't open up because they're afraid that what they don't want anyone else to know. They'll find out because they told one person that they trusted.
Yeah.
And it's now the whole church knows.
And this is kind of why, you know, I feel that as adults, we need to pray more for the youth. And that's why I like to help out the youth. Because you guys, I mean, your youth and what you are, you're in a transitional stage. You know what I mean? You're testing the waters. You got to find out what your boundaries are. You got to find out what you're capable of. You know, what you're starting to, you know, what do you want to study? This is that step right before adulthood.
Yeah.
It's before you buying your houses, before you buying your cars, before you're marrying, you know, you're finding out a lot of stuff about yourself. And if we as adults can make that any easier for you guys, praying for you guys, you know, just supporting you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, you know? And I think, you know, all of us as adults, we need to come together rather than judging you, making you feel bad about yourselves. I mean, that doesn't help anything. It's not going to make somebody move forward.
Yeah.
You do want to, you know, point out if something goes wrong, if you're going the wrong way. But at the same time, you shouldn't have somebody feeling bad forever because they're making mistakes. Even as adults, we're going to keep making mistakes. I'm going to tell you, you're going to transition into adulting. You're going to be like, why am I making the same mistakes I made in high school?
Yeah.
You know? But you got to know how to deal with them. You know, the difference between you making a mistake in high school and making a mistake as an adult is the consequences.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to find you got away with a lot of stuff when you were high school and younger adult than you are when you're actually in your life here. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're actually an adult. Once you hit adulthood, there's no going back. You know. That's why I like to support that transitional stage that I call youth. You know, enjoy being a youth while you guys can.
Yeah.
You know, but make the right choices. That's for all of you guys out there watching too. Make the right choice. There's a lot of people giving you advice, and you can learn things, you know, through the advice or through experience.
Yeah.
I prefer advice, but I've learned a lot of bad, you know, and good through experience. You know. And so when I see you guys going through things that I know I went through before, and I'm like, I know how they feel.
Yeah.
Not judging them. I'm just going to tell them how I got through it. They can choose to use how I got through it, or they can try their own way. But right now, you guys are transitioning. From what I see, all of you guys are going to, you know, make excellent adults. You know, we have an incredible youth department here. But you guys are going to go through some things that are similar than me.
Yeah.
But also a lot of stuff that's different than what I went through. Whatever you go through, record it basically in your mind, because I guarantee you the ones that are kids right now are going to be youth when you guys are adults, and they're going to come to you and they're going to say, I'm going through this. Nobody in the world has ever gone through that before. What do I do? You know? And you guys are going to, that's exactly how you're going to react. You're going to give it a little bit of a laugh, like,
You're like,
Like, this again?
sit on down right here. Sit on down.
come right here.
Let's have some chips. It's gonna be a long talk right here, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but from what I've seen so far, this youth department, they have their heads together. You guys are really,
We're
really
trying.
with it. You guys are with it.
It's hard, but we're
and I know
trying.
you guys are going through things, but you got a lot of adults here for you.
Thank you.
And
We
we're
know we
praying
got
for you.
Ben. If we don't got anyone else, we got Ben.
You got Ben and Maggie.
You know I'm
And
praying
Mike
for you.
and
You know
Sudi.
I am.
I know. Thank you. But
Yes.
yeah, it was very touching to see that. Like, just to see the youth, like, accept.
open up.
Yeah.
They
Really
really
opening
opened
up.
up.
It
Yeah.
really
And the
did.
thing is, like that pastor, because he's a pastor, he really got to the youth in a sense that, like, he had fun with them. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, he would smack everyone.
Oh, he
He
was like
smacked you,
slapping.
Yeah, he like it was like a funny.
That didn't
thing.
sound fun to me.
No, he was like
no, it's because
smacking.
it was
Johnny,
just out of nowhere.
Don't lie, he hurt you.
Like he was like, he would go up to you and he'd be like that. It's like smacking you, and it was like you'll hear when they smack.
Yeah, it
but
was
the thing is like he does it. He only did it to certain people. He
And
didn't
he
go
did
up
it
to
wake
like.
you up, like,
But
make
he
you
did it
wake
because he saw a lot of people that were falling asleep. He did it to me because I was right in the front.
Oh.
And I was the only guy in the front because all the like
You could've
literally,
hit us.
like it was only them two, me, and then like a whole set of other girls. I'm like, why am I the only guy here? But literally, he's all like, but like the way that he got to the youth, he even stood up on one of the chairs.
Yeah.
I
He's
took
like,
a
can you
picture
hear
of
me
it.
back there?
Wow.
Like, he would like be up, like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. And he'll get up on the chair. Did you hear me now? Like, he was like
They had a
there.
way of connecting and grabbing their attention.
Yeah. It got to a point where,
That's a good preacher.
like Johnny said, he was the only guy in the front. By the end of the service, everyone wanted to be in the front.
Oh, wow.
When
Like,
he
people were
preached,
fighting for
the
seats in
next
the front.
Everybody wanted to go
the
up there.
next like
Yeah.
literally like the service, they said, oh, the doors were like the service is at 6, the doors were open at 5:45. People are like at 5:15 after like the lunch, they were already waiting by the doors.
People eat by the door just to be near the door.
Wow.
And I
That
was like,
takes
you know
good-
what? We were in the front, not because of who was there, but because we wanted to be. So we better get front seats. And we're there fighting first.
The way I see it, you have to be able to connect with youth, or
Yeah.
they're not going to hear it.
Yeah, he
You know
knew.
what I mean?
He
You got to
knew.
be able to connect with them. I don't know how you do it. Everybody's got their own different way, but you got to be able to connect with them, especially when it comes to preaching in the Word of God. You know,
Yeah.
that's a guide right there.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Oh, I was like,
What
what's
more do
going-
we have? We have
Okay.
more topics here.
The rapture.
That was fun.
You tell us about the
That was
rapture.
soft, man.
Tell us all about it.
Yeah. tell us.
Okay. So they kept warning us about this thing called the rapture. And
I've
the
heard about
day that this happened, we were sleeping.
Wait, but tell them what was gonna happen.
Okay. So what was gonna happen was that they were gonna blow like a horn.
Yeah.
Trumpets. A trumpet. Yeah, a trumpet. And what you had to do is you had how much time did
5
you have?
minutes.
5 minutes to get out of your dorm.
Whatever
and-
you're doing.
Yeah, whatever your dorm, wherever, if you were outside doing the activities or
Or
if
in
you
the
were
pool.
eating, wherever you
Showering.
were.
Anything.
Yeah. You had
Wherever.
5 minutes.
I'm sorry, but
no
I'm not
matter
leaving
where
if
you
I'm
were.
showering. Okay.
No matter where
Yes.
you were, you had 5 minutes to run to the church.
Oh wow.
And if you didn't make it in 5 minutes, well, too bad for you. You
were
got
left
locked
behind?
out.
You were
You were
left behind.
because that's how it's gonna be, right?
Wow.
Yeah. They did it. Was it Sunday morning?
No.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Saturday or Sunday morning. One of those 2 days. It was in the morning. We were sleeping. And what time was it?
It was like 6:30. Like 6.
It was early,
I thought
okay?
y'all could-
It was
And the
early.
thing
The
is-
sun was
no,
not out.
But the thing is that
sun was
Friday,
not out.
That's
everyone
all I
fell
know.
asleep late on Friday
Yeah,
night.
because I think that service that we're talking about was
See, that's
Friday
when they
night.
did that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
and
yeah.
administración kept going after that.
Yeah, Friday night.
So we were
Yeah,
like
we
when the
were
last
there
was
for
to
a
leave.
while.
It was like 12 o'clock and people were still praying and like worshiping inside. So it was late.
Yes.
So we were like this. We were out. We were out.
And we just heard the trumpets go off at 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
We were sleeping, okay?
I said, someone turn off their dang alarm.
Yeah. And I didn't hear it. Oh, I heard it, but I wasn't like
Yeah.
like I didn't process it. I think she woke me up and
Yeah.
she was like, Angie, like hurry up, like let's
I'm
go,
like,
let's
Jesus
go.
is coming.
Yeah.
Jesus is coming.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't even have a chance. And like my hair was a mess, but I ran to the church. We were all running.
Yeah. Running for our life.
Yes.
For
yes.
our souls.
Wow.
Yes. And it, like
Had
We
to
didn't
be
even brush our
saved.
teeth.
no, we didn't.
I was
no.
like, do I have time to
there's
brush
an
my
ugly
teeth?
picture. There's an ugly picture.
The good thing is that I took gum.
No, I look horrible.
Oh, you took some good pictures.
I took gum.
I took a picture
Oh, okay, I
of
thought you
us
said-
being
Because like how they only give us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I was like,
Johnny slept with gum in his pocket.
yeah, I stuffed like 3 sticks of gums in my pocket. I'm like, I'm gonna take them with me, man.
Like in the picture, it really looks like I literally just woke up.
I would have had my Listerine with me. Wow.
Wait,
Show the picture to the camera.
I am. Hold on.
They're like, you know, we ain't
Which camera's
washed,
coming
but
at
we're
me?
saved.
Which camera's coming at me?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that I had a hat, so like my hair was all messed up, but I put the hat on. I was like,
I get puffy in the morning.
Puffy eyes and everything.
My eyes were like very, very puffy. My face is puffy.
I think it's a live one. Let me see if I can play it. Is it focused? We were like,
Yeah.
we're dead.
Yeah, we
Doing
were.
your best to keep a
But we
smile.
made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all that mattered.
You guys
We
got
were
saved.
We made it.
That's
We
how
made
it should be.
Yeah.
The word they gave us there was like super like revealing. Like, did any of your friends get left behind? We're like, no, we're out here, we're good.
Yeah, 3 of us.
And they're
We
like,
made it.
no, but like some of you have your friends out there, and they're like, that's
like
what's gonna
people,
be.
like are people from your like your dorm outside.
Yeah.
Wow. So they did the
we
preaching
can make
while
it.
people were outside.
No, so basically they closed the doors.
We low key got a private preaching.
So we like they were basically saying like, I want to show you like this is like you guys see people around you and they like give yourself a round of applause because you guys made it on time. So like we clapped and everything, and then he was all like, okay, like he gave us a little word about it, like what the rapture is and all that, and then he was all like, okay, now open the doors. So like you see the whole bunch, like probably more than like 75%, because what was inside was like
Small
It was a
percentage.
small percentage.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you just see everyone else walk in.
And they were not allowed to come in the front. They were supposed to stay in the back.
Like they were staying in the back in the whole row. Literally, like we got up
Yeah.
and we looked at him, and it. I think for me personally, it broke me. Like I didn't know any of them,
Right.
but it broke me.
But
I'm
you
like,
still feel for them.
I'm like,
Yeah.
this
It's very
this
emotional.
happens not like, and I said it like because I have family that are not Christian.
yeah.
And
That's
I think
what
we
he made
all
us
do.
visualize. Like,
So he's like, imagine
them-
that's your family,
Yeah.
or
Right.
your own youth from your church. So when he said that, I'm like, dude, what if that was the youth from our church? And I looked at it, and like the Pastor Eli, like he started tearing up, he started crying,
Yeah.
because he was all like, I have my kids here that are 15, 16 going through things, but yet like they're still they're still in God's path.
Right.
There's many 15, 16-year-olds that don't want to do anything with God anymore because they say that God hurt them. Like it wasn't God that hurt them. It was probably the church that hurt them.
Right.
People inside of the church. But that doesn't mean that God stopped loving you.
Yeah.
So literally, like when they showed us like the whole entire people, like I was all like, man, just imagine our youth. And I don't know if I told Melly or Angie, if I told them, I was all like, just imagine if that was just the youth of our church.
Right.
Like let's imagine the youth's faces from our church on them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that probably can be our brother or sister, like, or people, the new youth that are coming in.
Yeah.
I'm like, and we're over here, we got saved, but they didn't. Like, what do we need to change for them to like fight for
Exactly.
their?
That's what he said. Like, could you have done something differently or done something for them to be here with you right now?
Right.
He's like, could you have helped them find their shoes? Like, in the realistic, like, get to the church in 5 minutes. Could you have helped them grab their shoes?
That's actually a
Wake
pretty
them up?
strong question, because would we be more focused in ourselves when the rapture comes? You know what I mean? Or would you pray for that other people can come with you?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's a deep question right there. And that's something I'd have to think about there, you know, because
Yeah.
when the rapture is here, you know, it's that's
Yeah, it's
going to be deep.
and like the Bible says, everyone's salvation is individually.
Right. That's the thing.
It says that, but at the same time, it's not telling us to like, you know what, stop.
It's not saying it like, oh, don't check in or don't pray for your brothers
Yeah.
and sisters. That's not what it
Right.
means either. You know, it just means at the end of the day, everybody makes their own choice
Yep.
too.
Yep.
But you can also encourage, pray, be there for them, especially
you
like the youth. Like you can create a safe environment, a more open environment. Yeah, I mean, anything that we can do affects them, good or bad.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not. That's
So we do want to see each other succeed, right?
Of course.
We do want everybody saved. And that's another thing, you know, in the end, though, it's going to be their choice.
You can only do so
You
much.
can only
Yeah.
do so much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to want to be close to God. You can only tell them what it's offered you.
Yeah.
pray for them, offer the word to them, console. But in the end, your own relationship with God is going to come down to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was like super impactful.
Yeah.
And it's so much so that we're actually going to have our own little 24 hours with God as a youth department, like youth in general.
Wow.
This October coming up. And one of the like activities we want to do is that.
The rapture?
Yeah. Just so they can like visualize it. But
Like, the
again,
only
it's
thing-
going to be a different event. Like we're going to be indoors for 24 hours. No one's going to get out.
Right.
We're going to be between these like rooms. But wherever we are, whether it's lunchtime or whatever we're going to do, like you have to be at a certain location at a certain time. And obviously it's going to be less time because it's a smaller
gonna be time.
location.
But
Like, I'll
5
give you
seconds.
guys, I'll give you guys a minute to get to this place.
Yeah.
You gotta see somebody running.
Like,
out
if you're in the
restroom.
bathroom, you're in the bathroom.
And we're not going to say anything. It's just going to be like the
It's
trumpet
just-
you're going to hear.
It's gonna
and
be
if
at
you
a
hear it, good.
random-
And if you don't, then you don't.
Wow.
Wait, that's what's gonna be though. If you hear it, you're saved. If you don't hear it, then
You're not
Yeah,
saved.
exactly.
it's bad.
No, even if you hear it, people don't like, you hear it and like people stay.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
I thought it was only
I thought
those
it was
that
only
hear it.
people that can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuando suena la trompeta.
Only the people that are saved hear the trumpet.
Yeah. Yeah, because my brother thought that the rapture came and he didn't go because he saw my clothes on the floor.
Le hermano Marcelo showed a video like that once. And I got scared.
No, he.
A long time ago, though.
Wait, should I see the story?
Yes.
It was a funny story. You should tell it. Yeah.
So,
Go right ahead.
because we're speaking about the rapture, I mean, we might as well. So I remember I got home from a mandalo or something I had to do, and I had to pick up my sister from school. So I remember changing because I was sweating. It was summertime. So I remember changing, and I like left my clothes on the floor, and I forgot my phone on my bed. So like my clothes on the floor and my phone was on the bed, and I left, like ran downstairs, grabbed the keys, and left. I think my brother was home, or he came home from work, and he was looking for me around the house. He went through all the rooms and he comes to my room and he sees my clothes on the floor and my phone on the bed, and he's like, Melly never goes anywhere without her phone.
Yeah, see,
And he's like, did
yeah.
Jesus come? He was looking around the house.
He's like, yeah, the clothes on the floor, that always happens.
He's like,
The
she's
phone?
messy. She's messy.
I've been left behind.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh. And I come home with my sister.
he's crying.
And he's like on the verge of tears. Like, homeboy's like, Jesus didn't take me. I'm a sinner, you know?
You scared me.
I'm like,
You
Andrew,
take
you.
this iPhone everywhere you go. I'm thinking you're gone.
No. I have a Samsung. We don't do iPhone in this.
Oh, I got Samsung too. I thought you had iPhone.
I got iPhone,
Ben,
guys.
All right. Well, I
dare
thought
you.
I thought you were
iPhone.
I'm offended.
The best. Andrew, you guys
I
are
don't like
whack.
iPhones.
I got that Samsung Fold.
If you guys have Androids, you won't be saved. Imagine.
That might be the way you guys have to do this rapture thing. Send out a quick message on the phone, because that's the only way everybody's gonna.
So
have a chance at this.
the way
No,
the way that they did it, they had like an air horn, and they just like
No. It was a car outside the door. Well, for us, it was a car, and they blasted the music on their speakers.
yeah. For us, it was an air horn.
Oh
like us
shoot!
downstairs.
No, ours was like a trumpet on like a sound thing, and they opened the windows and the doors and everything, and it was like beep. And it was a truck outside our dorm.
But the thing with that,
Our
like
cabin.
those people that were left out, there was a pastora that was there, left out.
Wow, now that's even more deep.
I'm like,
That's even more
like
deep.
she's a
Yeah.
pastora, and I didn't know she was a pastora until after. I told them, like, did you guys know that this person was a pastora?
Wow.
And then like when I saw her, and I later found out, I'm like, dude, not even her like could have got like. Understandable, you might say like, oh, I'm a pastora, like I don't know, but like, what example are you setting to your daughter? Because she has her family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you sending your kids an example to your kids? And she might say, oh, it's because I'm a volunteer. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You still came to be part of this event. I'm like, and you basically and her daughter was left behind too.
Yeah. At that point, it didn't matter who you were within the ministry, like a pastora, a pastor, like a worship leader, whatever. Like, it didn't matter. You get there, and if you don't, you don't.
Wow.
And in the reality, that's how it is. You will, unfortunately, there's pastors that haven't gotten saved.
Right.
Unfortunately, there's pastors that are not going to enter heaven. So it was just so impactful, like that moment. Like, just to see, like, anyone. It could be anyone. We were like, wow.
That's incredible.
But yeah, Andrew thought the rapture came, guys. And he was left behind. when the day before he was just arguing with me, I was like, don't
Like,
start.
fix your life, Andrew.
I was
Fix
like,
your life.
ask Jesus to forgive you.
But we love Andrew. We love Andrew. We love Andrew.
I cannot wait for this event.
Yeah. We can't do the text alert though because we're not gonna have our phones on us.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everyone at the start of everything, they're gonna leave their phones in
In
a
the back,
box.
yeah.
I would not let them know that before.
No, that's why it's gonna be
Oh, we
like
should cut that
you
out.
guys only know. We're gonna cut that
Yeah, you
part
guys should
out.
cut that
I'm
part
gonna
out.
edit that out. There.
We're gonna cut that part out, but no one's gonna have a phone.
Yeah, no phones.
No phones at all.
That is tough.
Guy was like, I don't got a phone.
But and we're gonna have like a
What'd
petition
you think
sign.
about that, Andrew? Andrew says he'll be fine.
That's what they all say. But then when they don't have like their phone for like
And
5 minutes,
I
they're
know.
like,
And we get like the whole like, oh, my parents need to contact me. We're gonna have permission slips that say your child is not gonna have their phone for 24 hours.
Right.
If you need to contact someone, here are the numbers you call because our adults are gonna have them.
yeah. The only people that are gonna have phones are gonna be the adults.
Yeah.
They're gonna be helping us that day.
Oh, thank
So literally, like, we're like the youth are not gonna. The ones that sign it, I don't think we should even put that on the permission slip.
No. You're not.
Whoever signs it, they turn in the paper. We go talk to their parents.
Okay.
Like, hermanos, your kid is not gonna have their phone.
We'll
We
just
didn't
announce
put-
it.
We didn't put that. We didn't put that in the permission slip because we know they would be like, oh no, then I don't want to go. I don't have my phone. I don't want to go.
Right.
Like, no, this is 24 hours with God.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're gonna do with just God, nothing else. Have fun with the youth that are around you.
Yeah.
Talk with them, and all the people are gonna be like, I don't talk to them. Like, well, now you're gonna talk.
Now you are.
Now you're gonna talk.
And it's funny that we're living in a time in which people are like, oh, I can't go with my cell phone. Well, fine. I'm not going to do anything to get closer to
Yeah.
God. You know, why would a cell phone stop you from getting closer to God or
Exactly.
participating in this? You know what
And
I mean?
maybe it is like that, unfortunately, in your life. Maybe
think it
you
is.
really can't let go of your phone, but hey, you're welcome. I'm gonna take it from you.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have that time.
There you go.
'Cause
And remember
it
that,
happens.
some people are afraid of technology because they say, people put technology in front of, their passion for God. And
Yeah.
that's a prime example right there, especially if you've been raised on, electronics. You've been raised with a
Yeah.
cell phone. You've been raised with, using these things to calm you down when you're sad or something, or your parents just put you in front of a TV, instead of, reading to you or whatever.
Last question, guys.
Last question.
What is something that you guys want to see differently or something new added to the retreat that's going to happen next year? God willing, budget gets, approved and everything, and we're able to have our event where all our youth can come with us. But what is it that you guys think would be something new that would be cool to do or something different? Angie, you want to start? Johnny, do you want to start?
We okay, guys?
Do I start?
You didn't hear many.
Ew, stop. Johnny, you're a bully. What the heck? I don't need social media with bullies. I have Johnny.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what I said last week about her, but that's after.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Personally, I love worship, so I'd say definitely new worship songs for every set. And if you guys need help with that, I got you.
There we go.
She can't even make her own worship
I
set.
can't make my own at all, but I'll help you.
If you guys need help, let me know. I'm the one that makes her worship set.
You're gonna take credit for my worship set?
Oh,
For yours or for mine?
worship
Now
set
we know.
credit?
Yeah.
Now we know, yeah.
No, it's
Melissa doesn't make her own.
I do.
She does.
No, you know what?
It's at times
the
that
worship
she
team
always
knows. They know when he does them because they'll ask when we're in practice. They're like, Johnny made your list, huh? And I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, we can tell.
I was like, because you send it out pretty fast.
No, it's because the songs I don't sing like the oldies that you guys sing.
Yeah. So like, for example, this past Tuesday,
He made my list.
I made her list. She had one song, and
it
she
was-
and I don't know what I told her, like, for adoración sing Cristo yo te amo, and like go into like yo te busco, like the chorus that te anhelo te necesito. I'm like, do that, like something basic and something like something that we don't do as much anymore.
Yeah.
And literally like, I'm like, because me personally, I've always remembered those old songs.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes I don't play them here because like probably the people don't know them. Like
Yeah.
the musicians don't know them. Like I know with Nathan, I have like full control with him. Like with me and him, like
What do you mean full control?
he
means he can
understands
control
me.
him.
That too,
Oh, dang.
and Jalen too. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, our dear watchers,
Woo.
our sister Angie here is in a relationship with brother Jalen. And Jalen is our bass player, our occasional guitar player. And that's it, right? Our occasional rapper
Yeah, and and singer too.
I mean,
and
he's got some
singer.
flow. This man, oh.
Yeah.
I got it.
He's good.
Yeah, he is.
Just out of nowhere.
He's good. And everything he does, he's good.
If you guys need a
hidden
rapper
talents, a lot of
for the youth retreat, we send.
Told for this mission, okay? All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yes, sir.
You're gonna bring rap to the retreat. All right. A little R&R, rap and retreat.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So, you like that?
I didn't even know what that meant, but okay. So yeah, that's what I would like to see differently, like just more
All right.
worship, because I mean, worship is gateway, you know,
There you go.
in a service.
There you go.
Espanol?
Huh?
You said gateway.
Brother
Aren't we
Blake.
all speaking in English though?
Huh?
Aren't we all speak? Oh, I just
No.
got it. They were telling her to translate.
No.
I was like, what do you
There's that group
mean?
called Gateway Worship.
Yeah, I
In
remember. I know.
Espanol.
I know.
Okay, who
So
wants
she
to go
said
next?
Gateway. Sister Angie.
What would you like to
I
see?
think it would be cool if different groups or different churches would participate in the music. It would be fun.
Yeah.
Because it would be interactive.
Yeah,
and I think that would be really
you're
fun.
right. Yeah,
It would
because
be
everyone has
really
their own
fun.
style.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I like when the other
Yeah.
church went up.
It's because they were like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom up on the camera. Yeah.
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 Ew, stop.
Let me talk to you. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brother John and Brother Blue, what would you like to see?
I like those two observations, those two suggestions. But also, like, I would want to see, like, one, like, more intimacy. Like that last one of those days that, like, the ministración kept on going. It was just like a flow. I'm like, I know there's a program, but if you guys see that flow, let it go. Let it keep on going. Like, wherever the Holy Spirit, like, leads it to, let it keep on going. Don't stop the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Because maybe, like, you guys want to get to the word so quick and all that. And sometimes, like, there's no need for a word. Maybe that preacher, like, he might, like, I prepared myself, but, like, you know what? Like, I feel the Holy Spirit telling me to do something else.
Like Alex that day.
Like,
That
he,
first service.
like, and literally, like, I remember that day, and I remember, like, those days that we were there. Like, I got the privilege to share my testimony of what God did with me there. I was, like, given the opportunity, and I thank God for that opportunity. I thank Pastor Lee and his team that said yes, and out of all of it said yes. Like, me being a person that they didn't know, and when I called him that day, that Sunday of that week, he's all like, when you guys get here, I want to meet you.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, like, we met him and we talked with him, and we literally, like, we would have our own table on the side. Like, it was like those big round tables, and we would be over there in the side, like, in the corner. I don't know where you see the Pastor Lee, like, he comes sits with us, like, with, like, the other preacher.
Yeah.
And all that. And we thank God that we were able to, like, connect with him. Like, not just as a way as a leader, but, like, how he said, like, he connected with us so good that we brought him to our event here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
He didn't have to come.
He came to our
The concert?
our concert.
Yeah.
That's right.
He
I
didn't
got
have to
fuego.
come.
Right.
He didn't have to come,
about
but because he lives in Arizona.
Yeah.
Melly didn't know that he lived in Arizona until after I told her.
Wow.
And we're like, you know what? Like, let's cancel on him or nothing.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, wait, he's gonna travel. Like, maybe that's not the
That's a
best
little
option.
ways.
Yeah, but then he was like, no, like, they just opened a spot for me on Friday. Go preach in a church in Reseda. So, like, everything got planned out. Like,
Yeah.
the day before he was in the valley. On Saturday he was with us.
Yeah.
Sunday he went to go preach, I think, somewhere else. I mean, that same day he was gonna leave. But, like, we saw that God, like, showed us when we were over there, that God showed us that he has still big things for the youth.
Yeah.
I'm like, so literally, like all the youth that are watching us, that will watch this video and everything. Like the only thing that we can say is just like keep on going.
Yeah.
Don't look back.
Yeah.
Like, cause you looking back, you're gonna stay like, I want to go back to what I did. Like, no, you got to live your new life, and that's in Jesus Christ. You got to keep on going forward. What it's left behind is left behind.
Yeah.
But I think that thing, like, that really impacted me the most.
Yeah.
Like, just that intimacy with God, just you be able to, like, you know what, like, I don't care the people around me. Like, I came to worship God.
Yeah.
I'll go on my knees and everything. Like, literally, like, people were, like, giving us word and everything. And there was this one guy that told me, he's all like, man, like, you're like, we're the same age. I'm like, dude, I'm 20. And the guy was like in his 30s. I'm like, dude, I'm 20. Like, I know the beard gave it away, but like, I'm 20, man.
Right.
He's all like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, I know the beard gives it away. He's like, I thought you were my age. I'm like, no. But he told me, and I know his mom.
Yeah.
His mom, since my parents were in Pacoima and all that. Like, he was all like, dude, you're like, the way that God used you, and like he came to the concert too, the way that God uses you guys and all that, like, and it's not, and we don't say this, and we've said it many times, we don't say like what we do up there, like, oh, good job and all that. Like, no, we do things for God. We don't, and I'll say it like this, and if it sounds disrespectful, like, I'm sorry, but like, we don't care what people have to say about us, what the brothers have to say about us. I'm like, oh, you guys messed up here. I'm like, so you came to call out our mess ups?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you come for that, or did you come like to actually worship God with your heart?
Exactly.
And all that. So literally, we practice months, weeks for that, and some of the things we'd even do.
Yeah.
Because we just went with the flow.
Yeah.
Like that same day, we decided to do like the oldies, the coritos.
Correction, you decided.
Yeah.
Everyone agreed with me. I said, what do you guys think? And they were like, you know what, we should. And Hermano Brown was like, yeah, it's something different. Like we're playing like all these like modernized songs. Like, let's go back to the oldies. And like we're gonna play them like more modernized, but we played them like how the oldies were played.
Gotcha.
The concert. I wanna circle back, because I remember there was like, for starters, the time of the retreat, it was like the perfect timing. And I don't know if you wanna share what happened that weekend. Like, well, it was your birthday.
Yeah, it was my birthday. Yeah.
Sunday was her birthday.
We went in and out with her.
We invited her in and out.
We took her
But
out.
she has like a big testimony referring to like her birthday being that day, and that day, you know, like being at the retreat. Do you want to share on that?
So, that was the first time that I ever spent my birthday at like church or did anything that was
Church related.
church related.
Yeah.
And you grew up in the church, right?
I grew up in the church. Yes, I did. I did grow up in the church, but I left the church for a while.
Yeah.
And I was experimenting, trying things, trying to like see what the world had to offer, and it was fun. Not gonna lie, it was.
Yeah.
But it fades away. It doesn't last.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was just really amazing to me was that was the first time that I ever did something different. I think it was the year before that birthday, maybe, or 2 years before. I went with some friends. We stayed at an Airbnb at the beach, and
Yeah.
we had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun party. It was a fun weekend. And I was telling her, and I'm like, it's just crazy. Like, I've like, God has really brought me like this really long way, where this birthday I'm doing something that's completely different. I was completely out of my comfort zone, because I'm not the kind of person that goes up to the altar. I get the feeling of wanting to, but something's always holding me back.
Yeah.
And it's what we were talking about earlier, like
Right.
the judgment. What are people gonna think? What are my parents gonna say?
Yeah.
Are they gonna think I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to if I go up there and I start crying, and
Right.
Yeah.
if
that's
I go on my
different.
knees?
Angie's up there now. She normally doesn't go up there. What's wrong with her?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If anything, it's thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Your daughter is up
There you
there.
Yeah.
go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
do your work, God.
Yeah,
Work with her. Yeah.
I
and
thank
that weekend, I just felt like I was really out of my comfort zone, and these two pushed me.
Oh.
Because I wouldn't have been the type of person to sit in the front row.
Right.
We were
I would've
peer
been
pressuring her.
Let's sit in the back. Like me, I'm like, I'm gonna just sit in the back. And they're like, no, let's sit in the front. I'm like, okay.
Like, you can't sit
we'll
alone.
sit. Like, okay, we'll
No
sit in the
way.
front.
That's what I'm saying.
And
You guys
then
gotta be
everybody
together.
started going up. I'm like, okay, I'll go up too. And
Like,
you
let's
know,
go.
Yeah.
I'll go up. And that was just a really good experience for me. It was the first time that I just completely just did not care.
Yeah.
I did not care about the people around me, what people were going to think. Like, it didn't matter. All that mattered was just me, that moment, God. That was it.
So you're telling me
That
you
was
broke down a Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much what you did.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you did. You broke down that fear. I mean, fear holds us back from a lot of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and if it's that powerful that it can actually keep you away from God, you know,
Yeah.
then that really is a powerful weapon against you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing I think we're going to touch on that topic in the future here. And I think this episode was actually pretty deep here. We shared a lot of good stuff. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for sharing your testimonies. You know, I hope when we do have this new retreat, you know, I mean, I hope it's once again even more powerful than what you guys did before. I really like the story about the rapture. You know what I mean? I really like that. I want to once again thank you guys for joining us. You know, I think it was an excellent episode today. Thank you guys for sharing your experiences. Hopefully, you guys have convinced other people to try that. You know, in the future,
Yeah.
not be afraid, get closer to God as youth. I think it'd be a great experience for everybody here. Join us again next week. We do want to thank our guest Angie for coming on today. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you,
time
Angie.
out.
Thank you for having
Yes.
me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angie.
Oh,
Some sound
do it
effects.
again.
I
Do
like
it
that.
again.
Some sound
Go for that.
effects
Hold on
there.
now.
Sucks, I can't hear it.
Oh.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Wait,
right
wait,
there. Okay. All right.
Yes. Sister Angie.
You guys are too kind. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and conclude. And I'm going to start off by saying OMG.
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 It's MTV.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
God bless
See
you.
next
God
time.
bless you.